I really thought that in this quarantine I would get into a cocoon and transform into a beautiful, productive butterfly, but instead I'm still a piece of garbage. Hi friends, hi. My name is Mia and this is my virtual vanity, a place where we both love makeup and we're quite critical of it. You can also find me on Instagram if you want to see my eyeshadow looks, pretty flat lays about products that I really like, and memes in these stories. And also on Twitter, where you can find me shitposting all day, every day. And I want to talk to you guys about my quarantine/isolation favorites. It's mostly going to be skincare, lifestyle, hobbies, that sort of thing, just so you are warned. Without further ado, let's get into the video. But before that, tell me, what have your favorites been this quarantine? Because I'm always open to hearing new stuff about you guys. So let's get to it. To start with the beauty adjacent stuff, I discovered that after winter and just sitting indoors all day made my skin really dull. So I started doing some research on what skincare I could use to counteract that. And there were like a lot of vitamin C serums, but I kind of didn't want another serum to deal with. I wanted something that was a bit multifunctional. So I introduced two things in my skincare routine. One is a toner and another one is a sleeping mask. And both of them are K-Beauty. The 3-second starter Vita Complex toner from Holika I use in the mornings. I just take a pump after I wash my face, just pat it on gently, then follow with the rest of my skincare. And I really do feel that this makes my skin feel so refreshed and look much brighter, kind of eliminates that sleepy look that you get when you just woke up and really did not want to work. Combination with the BRPC 10 Multi-Lift Sleeping Pack, which is a vitamin pack that I use at night before moisturizer. So I just go this one, moisturizer, then oil to seal everything in, and I go about my night and I wake up with much plumper, radiant skin. These two products really improve the aspect and health of my skin. They did not create any breakouts or any adverse reactions. For reference, I am quite dry skinned, prone to dullness. I've not been wearing much makeup except when I film, which was quite rare because I have been kind of staring into the abyss of existential dread, and the abyss was staring back at me, so I was not feeling particularly inspired. But the only thing that I did makeup wise every day was take this Jessup 322 brow liner brush, dip it into a black or dark colored eyeshadow and line my upper lash line with it. I have quite huge prescriptions. I am blind as a bat and I feel like my eyes sometimes get lost behind my glasses, so that was a vanity thing that I simply did. No mascara, no brows, nothing else, just this one line of darkness to feel that my eyes were not lost behind my glasses anymore. When I was doing looks for Instagram, I'm going to confess that I only do one eye at a time, or I just do the two eyes, but I don't do the rest of my face. And I didn't want to waste foundation and other base products when I could try to do a more targeted application. At first I tried concealer all over, but that kind of got not good looking in the nose and upper brow area. So I enlisted the help of a stick foundation. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation, and my perfect winter shade match is in Shell Ivory. This is great because I can apply it with a paddle brush in the areas that I want it to be covered, and it looks so fresh and glowy and natural while still providing a solid medium coverage. This is beautiful all over the face. I've had it for a year or so now and I've been really enjoying it, particularly in the summer when my face just gets a wee bit oily. I think that really helped my self-esteem in this quarantine without wearing any makeup was to always be put together. And by put together, I mean dressed nicely, perfumed, nails done. Only nail polishes that I used were clear or blush tones, and these are my favorites. These two, Colistar Smalto Gloss Effetto Gel. I have their clear one that is in 301 Cristallo Puro and 513 Neutro French. So the Cristallo Puro is, of course, a clear, just very glossy, very high shine top coat, and the Neutro French is a sheer dusty pink that can be layered to a higher opacity. I've been really happy with the staying time of these, like they last a full week without any chipping, any issues. If I'm feeling fancy, I will wear the Catrice More Than Nude in 05 Rosio and Sparkle. This is a blushy, dusty nude pink that has a bit of a magenta shift to it, but it's so subtle you can only catch it when the light is right. And this is really pretty, but doesn't last that much. Lasted maybe 4 to 5 days on my nails. The one that I've been really liking is the H&M Ballet Beige French Manicure nail polish, which is again a sheer formula that can be layered up to higher opacity, and I feel that this is like your nails but better, sort of. If you put just one coat of it, like you can tell that you have something on, but it's so subtle that it actually looks natural. It's really, really pretty. Okay, let's get on to lifestyle, and I'm going to start with gaming. I've been really, really loving playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey for a bit, because when the quarantine started, I was just at the tail end of finishing it completely, and then Assassin's Creed Origins. So Odyssey is set in ancient Greece, and it's a mix of fantastical reality and actual Greek history. The whole plot is set during the Peloponnesian War, with the Greeks, the Athenians and the Spartans basically just having a pissing contest all over the Greek peninsula. And it follows the journey of either Cassandra or Alexios, because you can choose the player character gender, as they just basically try to find their family amidst this crazy ass war. And as you try to find your family, you also encounter a manner of fantastical creatures, a secret evil order, then another secret evil order. You get to fight in wars, you get to save people. It's been really, really fun. And as you sit inside the house all day, a game like this is really nice because it is very scenic, very atmospheric. It's very high quality if you have a gaming rig that is able to play it at max detail. And it kind of felt like taking a walk whenever I would just play as Cassandra, because everything was in full nature and so pretty. And from what I've seen, it's mostly historically accurate, with some, some details that the developers chose to omit or got wrong for the sake of gameplay. But it's a beautiful, beautiful game, and because of it, I started learning some Greek. I'm pissed because it's going well. I still can't string a sentence together, but the problem is that my writing in this alphabet is just, it's a chicken scratch, and I prided myself on my calligraphy for so long, and now I have to write in a different alphabet and it's illegible. It's a sin. I am so sorry to any Greek person that will ever have to read my writing. Just take me out back and shoot me. I've been doing that during this quarantine. I've been slowly learning Greek. I'm almost through the alphabet, and in parallel I'm reading a book that is called Learn Greek in a Week by Dimitrios Spensos, which apparently is not very linguistically sound, but the way in which he puts learning languages is something that is really something that I respond really well to, because he makes parallels with English etymology and Greek etymology and the loan words that exist in there, and I feel he really explains it really, really well. And I've also been doing Duolingo for the basics of the basics, and I thought people were exaggerating about Duolingo and how much it pesters you with notifications, but at this point I'm this close to thinking that I will find it with a knife at my throat in the middle of the night yelling at me to study Greek already, Malaka. So aside from my adventures saving Greece and learning Greek, I've also been going to ancient Egypt via Assassin's Creed Origins, which is set a long while after Cassandra's story, or Alexios. I play as Cassandra. And you follow the story of Bayek, who was a Magi. Magi in the game world were basically protectors of the pharaohs and protectors of the people. A tragedy happens and his son gets killed, and the whole story is this incredibly wholesome, precious cinnamon roll of a man avenging his son and yearning for the family that was lost to him with the death of his son. And I really like Bayek as a character because he is strong, but he is kind. He will fuck you up, but he will also help. He is incredibly balanced and an amazing character, and that got me into reading about Egyptian mythology, which, let's be honest, if you were a nerd when you were young, you either had a dinosaurs phase, an Egypt phase, or a Hellenic phase. Hellenic or Rome, depends. And I was a bit of everything except dinosaurs. That was my best friend's thing. So I really got into reading about Egyptian mythology, and I've started reading their Book of the Dead, which is a bit arcane, to be honest, but it's been really fun. And the favorite thing that I enjoyed reading about was the way they saw the soul. So the soul wasn't just a soul, it was made of multiple parts. So you had the like a spiritual body type of part, you had a part that was the personality that could sometimes take the shape of a bird with a human's face, which was called the Ba. I think the spiritual body was the Ka, if I'm not mistaken. You also had a part that was like the intellectual part of the person, another part which was like their life essence or something, and a fifth part. I don't exactly recall, but it's fascinating stuff. Read up on it. It's just exactly what I want from my mythology. Just beautiful, beautiful thinking. Let's get to hobbies and books. So I've been trying to be more serious about my drawing again, and if you're picking up drawing or you've got a long period like me where you had art block and didn't draw for shit, the basics are the best way to start again. And I've been picking up dear old Andrew Loomis. You can find his books for free online, and he basically just teaches the basics of the basics in anatomy, facial construction, portraiture, stuff like that. And I have his book in physical format, but aside from that, I've also been reading a lot of Vilpu and Brigman, which are also great masters regarding anatomy and gesture work and how the body just kind of works together. I've been really enjoying that, so I do recommend that if you're interested in drawing. For books, I have been reading so much Nora Roberts. I was the kind of person that kind of dismissed romance books. Not that I thought that they were bad, but not necessarily something that I would enjoy. Because, to quote myself, if it doesn't have spaceships or dragons in it, it bores me. But I started reading Nora Roberts books, and they were like a ball. And now I'm on my 7th Nora Roberts book. I've been reading the Sisters 3 Island trilogy, which I loved. And then I read the Pagan Stone trilogy, which again I loved. Sisters 3 is romance and a bit of Wicca. Pagan Stone is romance and horror. And now I'm reading the Gallagher's trilogy, which I think, because I'm starting it, is just a bit of Irish folklore and romance. What I noticed is that she does have a certain pattern that she follows, but I found that really soothing. These are really wholesome stories. Okay, except Pagan Stone, that's kind of scary. But these are stories where you know good will triumph, and you've got like very cute interactions between the couples. It was like a balm upon my soul in these very stressful times, and I really do recommend it if you want quick, easy reads. I've also been reading these Chinese fairy tales and legends. This was gifted to me by a good friend of mine on my birthday because she saw me eyeing it in a bookstore, and it's so interesting how fairy tales kind of have the same themes across regions, across countries, but then they are presented in a completely different way. There was a website that I found like years ago that had a list of fairy tale archetypes, something like evil stepmother, or guardian that transforms into something else, or fairy godmother, or something like that. I will try to see if I can still find it because it was so fascinating, but I lost the link and I'm pissed. Latest one, I've been rereading Richard Sicken. I've been rereading Crush, which is his first book of poems. And Richard Sicken is favorite poet, and my favorite poem from him is Scheherazade, which I'm going to read now just so you guys can get an idea. Tell me about the dream where we pulled the bodies out of the lake and dressed them in warm clothes again. How it was late and no one could sleep, the horses running until they forget that they are horses. It's not like a tree where the roots have to end somewhere. It's more like a song on a policeman's radio. How we rolled up the carpet so we could dance, and the days were bright red, and every time we kissed, there was another apple to slice into pieces. Look at the light through the window pane. That means it's noon. That means we're inconsolable. Tell me how all this, and love too, will ruin us. These are bodies possessed by light. Tell me we'll never get used to it. So what I really like about his poetry is that the imagery is very vivid. He paints these really strong, poignant scenes that are more feeling than story, and it's just, every poem of him really hits me in the feels. I'm done with my quarantine isolation favorites. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys will have a wonderful evening, morning, second breakfast, third lunch, whatever it is where you're from. Bye.